This video is all about how to gear up easily and with minimum time invested. You can get eye level 606/636 easily. You could literally do it with dragon races. That's how easy this is. It's as difficult as putting on a hat, and yet devastatingly effective. You can use this method to gear up while leveling from 70 to 80 or at max level. If you do it while leveling, it won't really slow you down noticeably, so your time invested will be practically zero. If you choose to do this at max level, it will only take a few hours per character at most. Now, we will be farming a currency called bloody tokens. People generally assume that is a PvP currency, which technically it is, but for most practical purposes, it's fine for PvE content. Also, as we'll see, it is much easier to get hold of than anything else. Now, this is important. You must finish the main story quest first on one of your characters in order to receive bloody tokens. Also, tokens reset when the PvP season ends. That's about 3 to 5 weeks away from the date of this video. The same strategy will work in subsequent patches, but the numbers will change a bit. Now, first turn on War Mode and speak to Rufus in Donegal. Take his Sparks of War quest. Each week, one zone gives extra rewards. Every quest here gives 10 sparks. At 100 sparks, you can turn in the quest and get 1,000 bloody tokens. Now, look for the crossed swords icon on your world map. You are looking for PvP world quests that award 500 bloody tokens each. These take 2 to 3 minutes to complete. You actually get an extra 100 bloody tokens as a standard reward, so that's 600 bloody tokens in total. These appear every few days. Do them the moment they appear. They're going to be your jam. If you want to gear up as many alts as possible, you could literally just do the 500 bloody token PvP quests every time they're up on all your characters. And you could actually gear each character in as little as 25 minutes played overall. I actually do this for some characters I don't play much, literally just logging in on them every few days and spending a few minutes on a PvP quest. The only problem with this approach is that you have to wait a few days between quests. For characters you are gearing up more actively, however, you can do regular world quests for extra bloody tokens. Any world quest, that's any world quest you do, awards 100 bloody tokens provided you have War Mode switched on. Now, here's a really useful trick. If you get a player or players camping a specific world quest area, there's a way around this. You can just simply go and switch War Mode off and then complete most of the criteria for the quest, and then go and switch it back on again. You'll have to go back to Donegal for this. Then complete all the criteria for the quest. That way you avoid any PvP combat. Most of the time you won't need to do this. Mostly players in these zones, even with War Mode turned on, are just trying to get on with their questing. But occasionally it can be really useful. By the way, if you never want to be killed in World PvP ever again, or in fact in any kind of content in World, there are several powerful exploits on my Patreon which will make you completely invincible. For all practical purposes. Now, let's look at the gear you can buy with bloody tokens. For player versus environment purposes, you get item level 593 gear. This upgrades to 606. For players versus player gear, and this includes anywhere in world with War Mode on, the item level is 636. The best possible PvP gear is 639, that's conquest gear, which is very hard to obtain. So this is very close to the best available gear. The gear has lots of versatility on it. This helps you survive better when starting out. Pure DPS players should bear this in mind, however. Now, how do PvE players upgrade their gear from 593 to 606? Well, it's basically just more of the same. The currency you'll need to upgrade your gear is the Carved Harbinger's Crest. If you looked at the standard guides on this currency, you'd be forgiven for thinking that you had to do Mythic Plus or something. In fact, there's a relatively easy approach, and that's just to do any kind of world quest which requires you to join a group, as I'm showing here. You can do this stuff at exactly the same time as you're doing quests to get bloody tokens. You may have noticed that there is no option for jewellery when using bloody tokens, so you are going to have to fill out some slots using another method. You will get a bit of the conquest currency from handing in the main quest for bloody tokens. Conquest is a PvP currency again, but it does award quite powerful PvE gear that can be upgraded. There's actually an amazing secret little quest no one talks about, which gets you half the conquest you need to purchase a ring or neckpiece. It's in the Wintergrasp battleground. It is a battleground, but you don't need to fight any players to get it. Just kill the NPCs scattered around Wintergrasp. You'll only need to kill 10 for your 250 conquest reward. This week only, there are 2 quests which don't require you to kill any players. You'll get the conquest just for participation. You simply enter Epic Battlegrounds and solo shuffle, and after a while you'll get enough honour or complete enough rounds to qualify for your 175 conquest award respectively. You can then buy a 597/639 item, as you should have over 500 conquest by this stage. If you're watching this a week after the video was uploaded, there will probably be some other quest which just requires PvP participation, but it changes every week. If you found this video useful, a sub would be incredibly helpful, and also bear in mind my Patreon has that amazing series of invincibility hacks that are incredibly useful for world content.